a photo surfaced yesterday on social media of what looked like Craig Berube, what looked like Mitch Marner having a coffee in Etobicoke. It sounds like this picture took place last week, but what should we make of this, Huts?
Honestly, I think to make of it as the fact of the matter is like, I don't know. I got two takes on this. Like you're the head coach in Toronto and you're going out for coffee with Mitch Marner. Like you have to know that there's going to be eyes on you, right? That is just a cross you bear. And granted, I'm sure he didn't want to call him into the rink because the last thing Mitch wants to do is be at the rink right now. And you don't want to meet but at the same sense, like just give the guys privacy. Like you need to snap a shady photo. It's just the world we live in. Like you can go over and approach them and ask like for a photo. I'm sure they'll gladly take one with you. And I don't really think there's much to think on this, like in the sense of, I think Berube's just trying to get a climate of the culture on his team and what's going on. And, like every time I've ever played for a new coach, you either get a phone call or if you're in the city where he is, you go out for dinner and you get to know him. They want to know because they just get fed from management, right? Management feeds them. They're kind of like the middleman, right? The GM is like, this is their team. These are the guys. This is what I think guys are capable of. Then you need to build those relationships with your players and find out where they're at, what their temperature is. And I think that's all Chiefs doing. And, but yeah, man, it's living in Toronto. This is a perfect example of playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Everything you do could be a photo or exposed or, it's a cross you bear.
Well, that's exactly it. I didn't read too much into it. I think Craig Berube, quite frankly, is doing his job. This, believe it or not, happens everywhere around the league where you get hired in a new job. You want to meet your players. And on top of that, there is no foregone conclusion that Mitch Marner will be dealt. I think the one thing, and I always like to tell friends, because every day I got a buddy reaching out, why didn't they trade him to Buffalo or Philadelphia? Yeah, because it's going to work out with John Tortorella in Philly. Mitch Marner has a full no movement clause. If he doesn't want to go anywhere, it is his right to play out the string, play out the contract, and play next season. And I think if you're Craig Berube, man, you got to cover all your bases. I mean, it's not like we're talking about David Kampf here. We're talking about Mitch Marner. He's a perennial all-star. Yeah, he's got his issues in the Stanley Cup playoffs, but in the regular season, he's essentially a 100-point player, and those are hard to find in this league. So I think it's more Berube just covering his bases and meeting with his guys. I know John Tavares said after the World Championships, as soon as he gets home, he's going to meet with Berube. So I'm sure he's pretty much meeting with everybody of substance on this roster right now.
For sure. Like 100% he is. I remember when we fired Housley in Buffalo and Ralph Kruger took over. He took me, Zach Bogosian, and Kyle Okposo to dinner. Again, not even to like go over the team, just to like meet us and just to build a relationship, right? It's not like they're going over X's and O's and what's going on. I remember Ralph taking us for dinner and getting to know us. Like, what are our families like? What do we like to do? Where do we live? Where are we from? And I respect that. And Craig is that kind of player too. Like he's obviously, they're going to talk about hockey and it is what it is in that sense. But I don't think Craig Berube wants to rush to ship Mitch Marner off his team either, right? This is a world-class player.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long-form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Roseau. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.